So let's first start with Medvedchuk, right? And how big of a fish is he in Ukraine? He's an important guy. He's sort of a really wealthy guy.
He's a wealthy guy who is basically on the Russian side. And I actually find it funny that they're hanging him out to dry. It shows that there's no great incentive to be a Russian sympathizer in Ukraine right now.
Right, that no one's really coming to his aid
exactly.
or assistance.
He's an enemy of Ukraine, and the Kremlin wants nothing to do with him. So I think that there's a good lesson there for other, Russian agents in Ukraine.
And his daughter's godfather, who's running the entire war, is seeming to do absolutely nothing at this point. All right, so that's what happens to him for now. You also talk, and I know you know, but a lot about in your book Vladimir Kara-Murza, who was arrested this week in Moscow. After he was suspected to be poisoned twice by Putin. You were in constant contact with his wife after those poisonings, poison experts to try to keep him alive. You say he's changed your life and that he's reminds you of a young Nelson Mandela in terms of his charisma and his talent. So last month, he was briefly in the United States. I spoke to him. Here's what he said.
There's a growing certainty among many people in Russia, not only on our side, on the opposition side, but also on the pro-regime side, that this is going to be the last war that Vladimir Putin launches. He really overstepped this time, and there's not going to be a way back for him and his regime. At the end of the day, the only solution to this will be when Putin is out of power, and only Russians in Russia will be able to do that.
So he did that interview. He was in Washington, and then he gets on a plane, and he goes back to Moscow, and now he's in prison. How worried are you about him?
Well, actually, after doing that interview, he stopped in London, where I live. I had dinner with him. He told me he was going to Moscow. And I was there during all of his poison. I wasn't in Moscow, but I was talking to his wife every 10 minutes during the poisonings and thinking that he was probably going to die. And so I said to him, I begged him, don't go back to Moscow. Don't go. It's just too dangerous. And I even almost fell out with him. I was so emphatic. And he said, I'm an opposition politician. I'm asking the Russian people to stand up to Vladimir Putin. What message would that send if I was afraid to go back to my own country?